Hello and welcome to Two Northern Blokes. You've got myself, James, and Jamie over here.
Hello.
Right, so it's been a big weekend of football, and luckily we're recording straight after.
Have you got the scores up?
So the one I want to really touch on
Go on.
is the Dolphins-Bills game.
Oh, this was an exciting game this
And
weekend.
some of the memes that came out of this. For anyone who didn't see it, I don't know how you didn't see it. It was bound to be a classic. So the Bills went in around. I think you bet the spread on them, right?
Yeah, I did. I did.
What was it?
Bills
Was it about minus
Bills -8?
-8? See,
Okay.
just that spread tells me something's up with the game.
Because it should have been more.
Because you hear Bills Dolphins and you think Tua is throwing interceptions like they're going out of fashion. Some of the memes coming out of Tua are just dreadful. Just all the discussions around his concussions and other things. And then you look at the Bills and the way the Bills are being bigged up, the way James Cook's being bigged up, the way Josh Allen's being bigged up. Sure, their receiving core isn't amazing, but I thought it'd be about -14.
Yeah. It feels like a minus.
I thought it'd be
-14.
And
Vegas knows. Vegas always knows.
When you're looking, that's weird, a -8. Just a -8 spread in general is strange. But, the Dolphins just turned up. It was 30-13. They just destroyed them. Everyone went off, and the Bills just looked dreadful. So,
are the Bills in trouble?
Tua, to my point, still threw a lot of interceptions.
Yeah, he did. He did.
And Josh Allen had, on paper, a pretty good game. He had 300 yards, 306, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. But the Dolphins have got Devon Achane.
Yes.
Who I would call A-Train, because he is rapid. He got 174 yards and 2 touchdowns, which is crazy. And who just traded for him?
I just traded for him earlier in this week. On the same team where I've got Jonathan Taylor in that dynasty. And I put up this week, the all-time highest score in that league. It was 230 points.
This is the first season, by the way.
It is the first season. I will caveat with that. It was a new dynasty we started up this summer, so I will caveat with that. But yeah, I had Taylor, Achane.
The first season highest score is still cool because it's week 10 and there's 12 teams.
Is cool, yeah.
There's 12 teams in that league, so that means of 120 scores this season, you've been the highest.
Yeah,
which is still pretty cool.
It's still pretty good. I can't complain.
Do you want to talk about your A-Chain trade? I can't imagine you have it up because
I was going to talk about the trade later.
All right.
We'll talk about the trade in the later section when we'll go through some trades. Yeah. We'll talk about the trade then as itself. Maybe next game to recap. Could we do Saints Panthers? So the Saints Panthers was 17-7.
Just for context, that is destined to be a dreadful game.
Yeah, I mean that was destined to be a dreadful game. I think the interesting thing about this game that I want to bring up. And we've chatted about this on previous episodes. This was the Meow Mix game. So, for context, Meow Mix, the Carolina Panthers podcast, who we talked about for a few weeks ago, and they announced their retirement from podcasting because the Carolina Panthers were so bad. And then since then, they went 3-1. The Panthers, they did quite good, and I believe up before this game they were 5-4 overall was their record on the season. But basically, the news last week came out. Meow Mix announced their return to the podcasting scene. Did you see this, James?
To a lot of negativity.
So they actually had current Panthers players were messaging them and saying, "You can't return now. We're having this good record while this is all going on." So what do you think happened the weekend when they returned? Panthers lose.
Obviously.
To
honestly, one of the worst teams in the league.
One of the worst teams in the league. But the other thing from this game is, did you see Tyler Shough play?
He looked okay.
He can throw a ball. He
looked all right.
He might be all right. He might be not that bad.
For context, surely you can get Tyler Shough, which is pronounced, for not many picks. Maybe after that game a little more, but...
Is this in fantasy football?
In Dynasty, yeah.
In Dynasty, yeah.
Really, he must be going on the cheap.
Do you know where he's drafted in rookie drafts?
In rookie drafts? Was he drafted in rookie drafts?
Yeah, so 3rd or 4th round pick.
Yeah.
So yeah, it might be a second now. Might be his price after that game. But we'll see. But yeah, I just thought it was funny. Our Meow Mix, they said they were going to come back. The players said no, and now I think they will come back. now the team are back to being kind of mid again. Like, now there's nothing stopping you. But we talked about it earlier where I said to you, they can't come back because it's a jinx. And then they did jinx it.
Yeah, I think people... When you do a podcast or something, or when you create something, like half the joy is the thing you're enjoying, the thing you're doing it about, but half the joy is the creating aspect. I imagine people miss that. Like, I love talking about NFL and I love watching NFL, but making this is great as well. And the Meow Mix people, I think they had a lot of episodes.
Well, I think
it's hard to quit that.
I think they stopped because they were like two blokes in there, like around 40, and they stopped it to spend more time with their family. They just got to the point where they've got like young kids.
Is that going to be us? We're kicking the kids out of this room. Move. Daddy's doing his YouTube again. Don't talk to him.
Probably is going to be us. But yeah, so Meow Mix probably going to come back, and the Panthers are probably going to return to being dreadful. Did you want to talk about Jets versus Browns?
Now, this is a good throwback to episode 1, when I talked about if the Jets and the Browns combined their teams, would they be good enough to go 0.5? Or for the British viewers, to get 50% wins of games.
Yeah.
So you would think that game would just be dreadful. And honestly, stats-wise, it was.
Sneaky exciting game.
Sneaky exciting. Pretty good to watch.
Yeah.
So I think the big takeaway from this is how horrific Justin Fields is at passing the ball.
Wait, I've got the stats. Can I go through the stats?
Yeah.
So the specific stat I wanted to call, and I agreed on this game. Well, they just stopped letting him throw the ball, basically. Was what they were just running plays, and like Breece Hall had a good game. What was the score in this one, just to recap, sorry?
It was 27-20 to the Jets.
Jets' second win in a row. But
is it?
Yeah, they won. Who did they beat last week? Go on last week's. They were 0-7, and they've gone 2-0 in the last 2 weeks. But just while you're pulling that up, I will get the stats about Justin Fields passing from this game. He went for a total of 54 passing yards. Was I right about that? Or are you still getting it up?
So, yeah, 54 passing yards. Yes.
So Justin Fields had 54 passing yards, but did you know? So he had 6 completions on 11 attempts. He had one catch where he threw an absolute rocket, all the way down the field. No, I'm only joking. It was a sidearm slinger. It was basically a backwards pass. It was basically a handoff to Breece Hall, which he took one catch for 42 yards. So outside of that, he had 5 completions on 10 attempts for 12 yards.
Yes, I did see that kicking about. And I just saw the stat. I didn't actually know it was to Breece Hall. But that is just wild. Because that's just like a handoff in disguise, really.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
When we were watching it, it was a great run by Breece Hall, but the air yards was like 1. Because it just went forward from where he was passing. But yeah, I kind of feel like Justin Fields is probably finished in Dynasty fantasy football, really.
I think he's finished career-wise.
Oh, yeah. Well, same thing, isn't it? Same thing,
he should get that contract as a running back that I've been talking about. He would be great. Like, rushing-wise, absolutely solid the way he moves, but just... I just don't know. Maybe he's being misused. Maybe he is in the right system.
No, but the problem was people said that about Chicago, but now when you've done it in 2 teams, it's over. I think really.
Yeah,
it's 2 teams who really struggled.
But
yeah,
the Jets is meant to be one of the worst teams to play.
I mean, the Jets are rebuilding, and the Jets did well out of the Sauce Gardner. They got 2 future firsts that they could maybe use one of them on a quarterback. I think that's what they'll do. Which is fine. They're just eternally rebuilding, which is terrible for a fan like supporting that team.
Yeah.
But it's clearly at this point this is a smart thing to do. So yeah, that was exciting. Were there any other games?
Just what you said on the Jets, though. They didn't play last week.
What about the week before?
The week before, they beat the Bengals.
They beat the Bengals.
They beat the Bengals in an absolute shootout.
Do you know what?
39-38.
Do you know what? Just else, I was going to touch on this, and I mean, we can probably next game if you want to touch on it. I didn't really have much to say, but the Giants lost again this week to the Bears
with a big lead as well.
We keep doing that as well. Was it 24-20?
Yep.
And Jackson Dart left the game with a concussion, which isn't great. But the Jets.
He's joining his friend.
the Jets winning 2 games is great for me as a New York Giants fan because now we're at the stage of the New York Giants season where I get up the Tankathon website. Do you know what Tankathon is,
What on earth
James?
is Tankathon?
Tankathon is a
Is it
website for anyone.
Tankathon?
Tankathon.
Tankathon.
It's like marathon Tankathon. So for anyone who doesn't know, Tankathon is a website and you load it up each week. And I did this last year at work on my work laptop. Probably dox myself if my manager's ever watching this, but every week I go and look at it, and for the great tanking teams, it just shows what the draft order in the NFL would be if the season finished today. And the Giants are up to 3rd overall now. The Jets have moved below us.
Really?
In Tankathon. I think it is the Titans are the only 1-win team left, and then the Raiders, I want to say, a second. But yeah, it shows how they order it. Do you know how the order of the picks goes? If you've got a similar record, so there's a bunch of teams on 2 wins. You're probably not gonna guess this unless you know.
I'm gonna go with, is it head to head? And the people who've lost.
No, because I think it'd be too complicated to do it with like if there's like 6 teams on 2 and 8. You're never gonna guess this. Should I just tell you what it is?
You should. You can tell me. I could keep guessing for a while, but I don't know if I get
there. I'm just gonna tell you because you won't be able to guess. It's done on strength of schedule.
That was my next guess.
Was it your next?
Genuinely, guess? that actually was because I was thinking about.
Next time.
So when they do the schedules at the start of the season, they do slightly different schedules based on the previous season.
Yeah,
there is variety in schedules.
I don't quite understand how it works, but it gives you a percentage, a 3-digit percentage thing. Or no, sorry, it gives you like your overall record. So it'll be like 0.478. So I think that means your opponents last year won 0.478 of their games. Overall.
That makes a lot more sense than head to head. Yeah,
it does for the picks thing. Yeah. So I think the Giants are 2 and 8 now, but I think the Raiders, who are second in it, had an easier schedule than us. So yeah, that's my new thing as a Giants fan now. I think the rest of the season we just want to get as high a pick as possible. Got nothing to play with. We're bottom of the NFC. We're 16th out of 16 teams in the NFC.
Yeah, I did just have a look at that. Stone bottom of the NFC. That's crazy.
Oh, and the other Giants news to pick up from that game. Did you see the coaching change?
No.
Did you see Brian Daboll's been sacked on Monday?
What?
It's breaking news for our podcast because James doesn't follow the news. Brian Daboll's out.
Today? Yesterday? Oh my!
Yesterday he's been
How
sacked.
have I missed it?
Yeah, I think it's one of them where, and I think we talked about this on previous episodes, where the writing was on the wall for a while, and I think they had a loss. It's just time to cut him. So
what I find interesting about that though is, the thing with the draft picks in American sports, like if fans weren't involved, they could just destroy their own team, get a really high pick, and rebuild. Because fans are involved, you have to get a coach that will try and win. You can't have a coach that will just kind of accept losses, and you can't have players that will accept losses.
Yeah.
But in our Dynasty leagues, we just obliterate the team. There's no one's a fan of my team. I can just take. Well, personally, I don't tank too much, but say someone like Courtney, he can just obliterate a team. There's no fans, there's no backlash, and you can just get a really high pick.
It depends though, because I think if you're talking about fantasy football, and I'm of the opinion strategically that you shouldn't purely obliterate your team. You want to keep some players, some pieces that you're going to use in the future, because the problem is tearing it down to get the 101. And we've seen it with some of the leagues we play in, is where your team's so bad it'll never recover. Like it will take years and years to rebuild. So yeah, it happens. But I think in the NFL as well, I'm of the opinion that teams don't really tank, like, because all the players on the pitch are trying to win every game. I don't believe that they're ever not.
I've seen that before when like ex-players have said, even if you get to the last game of season and it's a toss-up between, if you just lose this game, you'll get the first overall pick. The players are so competitive that they will never, ever give up anything.
No, there was a game.
And they want to win so much.
Do you remember there was a game last year where someone who I can't remember who was one of the really bad teams. Like had the number 1 pick. Could have been the Titans, and then they won right at the end of the season. Do you remember? And they dropped down, but the players were always going to do it.
I thought that was the quarterback that went to the Cowboys. Who's the backup for Dak Prescott? Wasn't he at the Pats?
It could have been.
Yeah.
Was it the Pats?
Yeah.
Who won?
I think he was at the Pats and he put up a really good game.
Joe Milton. Joe Milton.
Yeah, Joe Milton. Yeah, he was at the Pats. Right?
He was at the Pats last year.
Yeah, he put up a really good game in the last game.
Yeah, he did. I remember.
I think he might have had a touchdown or 2, no interceptions, and then he lost them like their pick essentially.
Yeah. Well, they went down a few.
They went down a few picks, and then he got traded to the Cowboys. Now he's back up to Dak.
Yeah.
I have a piece of him, and I have faith in him one day.
Yeah,
but because you just want to perform. You don't ever really want to lose. You don't want the fans to boo you because the fans, even the fans that are going to watch it for the next 20 years, they should want that first overall pick.
Yeah. But a top 5 overall pick's good in the NFL.
Just to compare it to NBA, where the pick system is crazy. For anyone who doesn't follow NBA,
how does the pick system
I can't
work,
even
then?
fully understand it. So you are entered into a lottery, depending on where you finish in the league. So if you are stone bottom, you entered into a lottery where you have a higher percentage to get the first overall pick. So if you finish bottom of the NBA, we could probably get the percentages up, but you get something like around maybe a 20 to 40% chance of getting that first overall pick. What was crazy about the Mavericks doing it the other year, they didn't finish bottom. They finished way off bottom, and they only had about a 2 to 3% chance to get their first overall pick, and they got it, and they got Cooper Flag based off that. But can you imagine how angry the NFL fans would be if that worked like that in the NFL?
Oh,
so you are the Jets, and you finish bottom, and then you don't get the first overall pick. The Packers, with an even record, who have just had a bad season, get the first overall pick. There'd be riots.
Yeah.
There'd be riots in New York. It'd be wild.
But I think about that as well. That's what's so good about the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
It's a parity league, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, they make it as even, a level playing field. Like, you can support anyone. Every few years, the team should move around and who's good. I think a lot goes to the owners, and you still have to have a good owner. Like, for example, the Bengals owner, like the Bengals who've not been a very good team, I think he's really stingy. Doesn't like paying any players.
I can believe that.
So, like, if you don't use all your salary cap, it's a problem. But it's mostly.
Does he not use all his salary cap?
I don't think.
That's crazy.
Not every team does.
That's wild to me in general. They're all just owned by billionaires. How do they not?
The Pats currently have the most cap space. Well, you do. So here's an interesting thing: is you do it tactically because, like, if you've got a bad team and you might have lots of future rookie picks, you get your rookies come in and they're on the rookie contracts where it's a set amount and they're cheaper. Rookie contracts are cheap, so they're good for teams. But you'd want a lot of cap space if you might have, like, in the future, you want to make moves. Your team might not be good now. You might be in a tough division. You might be in, like, the NFC North at the minute. But, like, the Pats, I looked this up, the Pats have the most cap space in the league at the minute. But all it means is they're primed to kind of push all in on a few pieces, sign a few more players, build around Drake May, and then, like, next year, you might have a really, really good team.
That's crazy.
So yeah, it's interesting about the cap. Were there any more games you wanted to go through on the recap? I think I've kind of done them all.
Really.
Yeah.
Nothing was really jumping out at me. Wouldn't mind talking a bit of trades.
Should we talk about trade talk?
Bit of trade talk. I've done some trading recently.
Yeah, you have.
We've done some trading. So let's talk about my team in the original Dynasty. No luck involved. And so for context, it's a 12-man dynasty.
Yeah.
Start 9.
Sorry, 12 team dynasty.
12 team dynasty. Start 9 plus a defense, which is controversial in itself.
Yeah.
And my team on the whole, in both pick value and in player value, is dreadful.
Yeah.
It's my first dynasty league. I've done a lot of trading. You could say I'm addicted to trading. And last year, as a redraft team, it looked okay because I made the buy. I got the buy. and then I just bombed out in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I came second in the regular league, and then the playoffs I just fell apart. Then I sold a lot of my team, and then I kind of got a bit of it back and sold a bit more of it, which is really not how you're meant to play Dynasty. You need to at least commit a little to one direction or another.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you draft, you can draft quite an even team of young and old players, and depending how they do, maybe you do quite well in a league.
Yeah.
But once you're getting into the third season, you really do need to look a bit more. Are you contending? Are you trying to win? Are you tanking, trying to get your first pick to do well? I'm doing neither of that. I'm just playing bad. So I've recently traded for Saquon Barkley, who, when I traded for him, was 2 days ago, and he just got 30 points in the previous game.
Yeah.
So the trade is, I get Saquon, I get a 2028 second, I get a 2027 third, and I get a 2028 fourth. Now, some of those picks are just nigh on worthless. The 2028 fourth is just shrapnel. It's not got a lot to it. And the 2027 third is quite a bit in the future anyway. And I've traded away what you would probably say is my entire future of this team. I've traded away the 2027 first, I think my own 2027 first, which is wild, and the 2028 first that I've got from someone else. Now, I've gone from the potential of having some reasonable picks in the future to having no picks and Saquon, who is old and could easily get injured. In a vacuum, that trade is okay, value-wise. In a pure vacuum, the trade is okay. If you were competing this year and you were going for a win, or maybe if the trade had happened a tiny bit earlier in the season, maybe straight after last season, there are points where that trade is okay, and there are teams and situations where that trade is okay.
By the way, I think for context, is the 2028 first? I think it was Courtney's first. So it was the person you were trading with. You gave them back their future first as well. Just a bit of added context onto that,
which really strengthens him a lot.
I think it's more like you could negotiate that more, right?
Oh no! Originally, he just wanted the 2 firsts for Saquon.
Yeah, you could have just not done that trade, brother.
Oh yeah,
he asked for that doesn't mean that's anything what he's near. But go
on. No, originally I think it was in the realms of he wanted the 2 firsts. He was giving me Saquon and a third back.
But also, yeah, of course he wanted that. It's his future first. But
yeah,
carry on.
But that's where we negotiated too. I have a barely much of a chance of making playoffs in that league.
So, for context, can you get your team up in that league?
Oh yeah.
Go run through your team quickly. And as well, I'm going to ask you to have a look at the standings of that league after this week as well, is key context. So I want to know your record, and I want to know your points for in that league for context.
Points for is a magical, mystical...
No, but it matters because it shows how good your team is performing in that league, doesn't it?
My team doesn't look anything the same week to week. You can't think about it.
James is great to play Dynasty leagues with, by the way.
So the moment I open my league, I see a lot of red. You are 1 player over the roster limit. Please cut some players. Trade deadline.
You are hiding an agent against Sleeper here.
So I have Baker Mayfield at quarterback.
We'll rattle through them. Go on, rattle through them.
Travis Etienne at running back. Saquon at running back. DK Metcalf, wide receiver. Jordan Addison, wide receiver. Wan'Dale Robinson, wide receiver. George Kittle, tight end. David Montgomery in the flex. Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. Vikings in defense, and then the benches: Tua Tagovailoa, Tanner McKee, Dylan Sampson, J.K. Dobbins, Tyler Algier, Malik Washington, Matthew Golden, Cooper Kupp, Christian Kirk, Marquise Brown, Jacoby Myers, Jerry Jeudy, Romeo Dobbs, Rashid Shaheed, and Evan Engram.
Okay. Can I give my opinion on your team on that?
That is my full team.
It's not that bad, but I feel like you've got your team there is not that bad, but is it enough to really contend? Like, is it enough to be pushing your chips all in, would be my question. And the Saquon move is like when if you've got a really good team and I don't know, you need to have like, if you're like another RB1 and you're going to fit Saquon in as like your RB2 or something, that's like what you want that move to be. But for you, like your wide receivers, I think are just too weak to complete in the playoffs in that team. would be my take.
So,
And with as well. Wait, let me keep going. So you didn't have many. You didn't have your first this year, did you?
nope.
So I see that team as a let the lay of the land, like let the just let the cards fall out now, right? At this point, because what is your record in that league?
5-5.
And what are you in for points for in the league in terms of to give an overall context of how good other teams are in the league as well? If you sort of by points for, you could be quite high. I don't actually know this. I don't think you are that high.
I don't think I'm high. So, points for. This isn't max points for, just points for.
Yeah, points for.
I am 1,055.
What's the ranking? Sorry, in the points for. If you order, if you click on the top on Sleeper, points for it orders it.
So I am 9th in points for.
9th. Jesus, that's even worse than I thought it was going to be.
And do you know where I rank in standings?
Well, you'd be about middle. It's a 7th, right?
9th.
So what went through your head when making this trade?
I will tell you exactly what went through my head. And it is so self-centered and stupid.
Oh, God.
So, this, I see, and this will be a proper receipt when it comes back to me.
Okay.
This is the only year across the 3 Dynasty leagues that anyone has a half reasonable chance of winning all 3, and it's me.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, yeah.
So, for context, in the other 2 leagues...
I can't say I'm surprised, I'm just disappointed. But
because you got to think with Dynasty, we play it for fun. And if...
we play it for money as well, but...
I play it for pride. I play this stuff for pride.
Yeah, the pride is worth more than the buy-in.
Way more.
Yeah. I'll give you that.
So, by the way, it is blowing a storm outside.
Yeah, it might be a bit of.
No, I think this is quite cool. My goodness.
Yeah, might be a bit of disturbance on the audio, but we'll persevere.
So I am 7-3 and 6-4 in the other 2 Dynasty leagues. I'm into playoffs in one. I'm in the bye in another.
I will give him credit. His teams in the other leagues is better than this league. I will give you that.
And with Saquon and with this other trade that I'm going to try and get through tonight, I could make playoffs in this one. I could just make playoffs.
Yeah.
And if I see
buy a ticket to that lottery.
If you can just make playoffs in all 3, you're in with a shot of the Triple Crown. Now, as we all know, if I just won one of them, I wouldn't let anyone live it down. You'd hear it forever.
Oh, yeah.
But if I won all 3 of them...
We might have to give up doing this show if that happens.
If I won all 3 of them, would be ludicrous. And almost impossible.
Yeah.
Dynasty Daddy-wise, I think I'm 20% to make the playoffs.
Dynasty Daddy, shout out, good resource we use. We
really
like
really good.
Does the
if you ever want to sponsor us, amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, what do they do? They do the playoff calculator feature, don't they? Where they give you percentages based on all your predicted matchups. Really good feature, but go on. So you're 10%.
I'm basically I'm 20%. 20% to make playoffs in no luck.
Okay.
20% to make playoffs, but for context, the people that are taking the percentages from me, one is Courtney, who is blowing up his team because.
So that was a good added context for that league. So Courtney, the team James has done this trade with, I thought this as well because I think is in the playoff spots, but he's actively trying to blow up his team before the trade deadline.
I play him next week.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
So you're taking his star off him, his star running back off him before next week. I like that because that's a bit of context in some of my trades as well to go with.
Yeah. Now, just for context, in the same league, this offer that I've had isn't actually in my inbox. It's on my WhatsApp, and until it's in your inbox, it's not really real.
So is this a different trade offer we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't even kind of want to tell you. I don't think you'll pay more than this. So I'll tell you.
You don't have to tell me if you think there's a chance I'll hijack it. What league is it in?
It's the same league.
I think I'm pretty much done in that league. I wouldn't say. I've done a lot of trades. And we'll talk about another one of my trades.
Are you trying to win that league?
Yeah, kind of.
What, no luck?
Got a pretty good team.
Have you got any firsts left?
What is the trade in your inbox before I answer that question? Because I've got 2 first picks in that league.
Okay, maybe I'll tell you about it next week if we get the trade done.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fair.
I'll tell you about it next week when I get the trade done. Because we'll have more context on how I'm doing in that league. That can be a nice little follow-on. And
So, can you go through my team in that league?
yeah.
And we'll talk about the trade that I did with James this week in that league.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Oh, yeah, of course you're trying to win.
You heard... So, this week I traded James, Travis Etienne and Jordan Addison for Josh Jacobs, straight up. So, have you got my league? My
Yeah,
team?
so your team, QB, Daniel Jones, running backs, Josh Jacobs and DeAndre Swift, wide receivers, St. Brown, Adunze and Diggs, tight end, Gadsden, flex, Tyrone Tracy, superflex, Jared Goff, defense, Buccaneers, and the bench is Penix, Emmanuel Wilson, Isaiah Davis. Then you got Scadaboo, Caleb Johnson, Tony Pollard, Zach Charbonnet, Rashee Rice, Travis Hunter, Calvin Ridley, Demario Douglas, Travis Kelce, and you have the LA Chargers on your bench.
Yes. So I see my team as competitive with, because basically my 3 wide receivers in that league and my flex in come playoff time is going to be, well, I'm going to be probably flexing Stephon Diggs, but I've got Rice, St. Brown, and Rome Odunze. That's a pretty strong receiver core. So I had Jordan Addison, who was in my flex and on my bench. Jordan Addison, I think, is a really good Dynasty asset. I think he's one of these like young wide receiver 2s where his value's not going to change much, but he's probably only going to be between the wide receiver 15 and the wide receiver 25 range.
Just for context
for the next few years.
Addison, where do you think he could go another team and be wide receiver 1?
Also, this is it. If he gets traded to another team, he could be a wide receiver 1 somewhere else. However, he's producing well in a good offense as a wide receiver 2, which is also...
Because you sent me the message. You said, what do I have to add to Addison to get Josh Jacobs? And I just said, Travis Etienne. And you talk about a day. And I don't know what you did in that day, but then you accepted it.
I was feeling out other trades.
Always feeling out elsewhere. Always doing business.
Let me just have a look at this. Yeah, so for context, in points per game this season, Jordan Addison is wide receiver 23. So he's a low-end wide receiver 2 in points per game. It's pretty good.
That's great.
Yeah, that's great. Like, so he is productive at that, and he's behind, a stud wide receiver 1. But yeah, I just wanted... Basically, my team needed a proper running back 1. I didn't really have anyone who was anywhere near running back 1 numbers, so I'm pretty sure that's all my moves done in that league. I've secured Jacobs. Probably going to make playoffs. I think my team is 6-4 now in that league. I mean, you've probably got it up there, but the other thing as well, like my points for was quite low, and I lost a few games early in the season, but I didn't have Rice. I had Rice coming back. I held out on Rice.
Yeah, and you've also got one of your stars, Scatterboo, on IR.
Yeah, so I don't really feel the need to push more firsts in. It's kind of like but it's a decent youngish team, and then in the off season, I've got assets that I can sell. Amon Ross St. Brown, Rashee Rice, Rome Odunze, like proper stud wide receivers.
Something to be aware of in Dynasty when you're playing is the kind of vibe of the league as a whole, and the amount of effort and how much people care about that league, and how serious they take the game. Because our 3 leagues, I would say, are similar people in each, but a few differences. People take very different approaches. So our high roller is just split into contenders and tankers. It's like so clear. Divide. It's like you have 5 to 6 contenders and 6 to 7 tankers.
Yeah.
I think there's only one tanker who's doing well. And it's just like, these are the contenders, these are the tankers, and it's so obvious, and people are going all in on the contending teams, and people are just tanking elsewhere. But when you start a new Dynasty league, like the newest one, I think in the newest league, which is a start 10, if I'm right?
Yeah, start 10,
and it's a bit of 12 team. Yeah, start 10, Superflex, 12 team, and Titan Premium. And we have a few extra new rules. We wanted to try some new rules with
the score. It's half PPR scoring, but then we have points for first downs bonus as well,
and just little things. And I think we increased the points for interceptions, and we just threw in a few different things. And in that league, I don't think Alex, who's top, drafted with the intention of winning this season.
Yeah.
He
Well,
drafted.
he never wants to win anyway, does he?
He plays like he doesn't.
Yeah.
But he's just top somehow out of nowhere. And in the original Dynasty League, which is the Start 9 one, the guy who's top currently doesn't even have a second QB.
Yeah, I mean that's just kind of crazy, but he's got Jonathan Taylor on his team. So
yeah, when you have a league winner, you win leagues.
Yeah. One thing I will shout out to our friend in Chicago, Tom, who so James in Sleeper, his username is JHSTFU.
Yep.
Which is your initials and then
STFU.
And he likes to call him JHSTF Fraud. JHSTF Fraud?
I think it's JHST Fraud You.
JHST Fraud You.
Yeah.
Because you lost to like one of the tankers in that
I've
league.
lost to two of the tankers. I've lost to two of the tankers
and
now.
your team is actually really good in that league.
My team's amazing. I've got JSN and St. Brown.
Yeah.
And any team with both of them is pretty solid.
And you had Pickens as well, right? In that
I had Pickens at one point.
Waddle.
I've swapped Pickens for Bucky.
Flowers.
I've got Waddle, Flowers.
When you've got Flowers at your 5th wide receiver spot,
yeah,
you've got a good team.
My 6 wide receivers are JSN, St. Brown. It was 6. I've now got 5. And then it was Pickens, Waddle, Pittman, and Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
Those 6. And now I've traded away Pickens for Bucky Irvin, who is out this week, but it's fine. I'm playing another tanker this week, and hopefully I'll win.
But tankers are your kryptonite.
Tankers are my
STF Fraud You.
Yeah, I think just Dynasty is my kryptonite.
So yeah, shout out to our watcher Tom in Chicago. But yeah, I just thought that was very funny. Getting called a fraud.
Before we kind of wrap it up, I just want to make a point of some of these trades I've been sent in the past. This wasn't that long ago. Oh my goodness, this was 5 days ago. This felt years ago. It was so bad. So if you're in a Dynasty League and you're trying to negotiate a trade with someone, please message them off the app. If you don't have them off the app, get them off the app, because you don't know them well enough to be offering trades this bad if you don't have them on WhatsApp or you don't have them on Facebook. Message them properly. If you don't know them there, don't send them this. So our friend Joe, who I know, he sends me, just out of the blue. Have I told you these trades yet?
I don't think so.
No, but he sends me, he wants Romeo Doubs and Matthew Golden, and he is willing to offer me Luke Musgrave, a 2026 third, a 2028 second, a 2026 fourth. Out of the blue, brother. That's offensive to see that in your inbox. So I snap refuse. He immediately counters with he wants Doubs and Golden again for a 2028 second, 2026 third, 2026 fourth, and Xavier Legette. Then I snap refuse again, and then he doesn't message me. Was his app broken? What is this? This is just ding. Like, what?
Do you know what? I'm just happy people are trying to trade. If people try and trade in Dynasty leagues, that's all I care about. More trades. We will wrap. Do you want to wrap it up there?
Yeah, we'll wrap it up.
I've got one question to the viewers that I want to pose. So we've had this big debate on Sunday night. We're not brought it up on the show. We'll discuss it on a future show. So my question is to ask everyone while we go. Do you think you should have a trade deadline in Dynasty leagues in particular? Not the question for redraft. I fully get why on redraft. It'll be collusion of losing teams trading. But we're having a big debate, and do you think you should have a trade deadline in Dynasty? And if so, when should it be? Should it be week 10 through week 14? Should it be just before the playoffs, or does it go all the way up until the final game? But yeah, that's one question that I wanted to ask anyone watching.
And don't forget, please like the video. Please comment anything you fancy. Discuss about the trade deadline. Send us some trades. As well. And please subscribe. And follow us on all the different social medias.
Like and subscribe. We are Twitter and Instagram is the number 2 and then Northern Blokes. And then on TikTok and YouTube, it is the word 2 Northern Blokes. So yeah, follow us on all social media.
Thank you for watching.
Cheers.